If you're watching tonight, you are aware of the threats we face in these United States. You know that there's a war on the American way of life, where anyone who believes in simple truths like faith or freedom or the flag, or the fact that George Washington and Thomas Jefferson and Teddy Roosevelt are good, that's people like you, are the enemy. As Abraham Lincoln said, "Shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us at a blow? Never. All the armies of Europe, Asia, and Africa combined, with all the treasure of their earth in their military chest, with a Bonaparte for a commander, could not by force take a drink from the Ohio or make a track on the Blue Ridge in a trial of 1,000 years. If danger ever reach us, it must spring up amongst us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we must ourselves be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all time, or die by suicide." He was just 28 years old when he said this, but as in all things, the great emancipator saw the truth. Death by suicide was the catastrophe facing the Republic then, and it is, sadly, the same today. The enemies of the American way seek to stoke our divisions, schisms, and sicknesses in pursuit of their own agenda. They use all the tools at their disposal, money, manipulation, and even open propaganda, to weaken our country in every way. But those urging us toward national suicide don't just come from within. They are backed from abroad. And no foreign power is a better friend, ally, and master of this effort to drive America to suicide than the Communist Party of China. The CCP is actively engaged in an effort to undermine our American way of life. Its reach extends into our businesses, our sports, our education, our press, and our government. We shouldn't be surprised by this. They're communists, after all. Subversion is what they do, and they get bored subjugating their own people. But China is doing this with the active cooperation of our fellow Americans. Their partners in this project aren't just malevolent spies manipulating doofus California congressmen. It's none other than our own cultural, business, and academic elites, who they have bought and paid for 1,000 times over. Our elites now operate hand in glove with the Communist Party of China, doing its bidding even when it harms the freedoms and rights that are the birthright of every American. We see it all the time. We see it when American movie stars like John Cena issue cringing apologies at Communist Party orders. We see it when LeBron James and the NBA bend over backwards to avoid ever offending the Chinese communists, even when fans support the Chinese people. We see it when American companies like Apple eagerly cooperate with communists to create an internet better designed to suppress human freedom. We see it when American universities tolerate the existence of communist-controlled networks to suppress free speech on campus. We see it when Amazon.com, repped by none other than Barack Obama press flack Jay Carney, partners with communist enforcers to take down negative reviews of the Chinese dictator's books. We see it when the Walt Disney Company, in the credits to its 2020 live-action flop Mulan, publicly thanked communist Chinese security organs in Xinjiang, the same people engineering a literal genocide of Uyghurs. We see it when Intel issues a craven, cringing apology to the Communist Party of China for adhering to American sanctions. We see it when top scientists at top universities turn out to have been doing the bidding of the CCP for years, hiding their payoffs in their luggage. We see it when Biden administration bureaucrats panic over a map showing Taiwan a different color from China and cut the video of a Taiwanese speaker at their fraudulent Summit for Democracy. These aren't abstract matters of national standing or great power credibility. The Communist Party of China is reaching directly into the fabric of American life. These are the sports you watch, the products you buy, the companies where you work, the movies you stream, and the schools and colleges where your children learn. In 2021, there was one U.S.-based major institution willing to stand up to the CCP, the Women's Tennis Association. Faced with the obvious quasi-imprisonment of a Chinese tennis player who credibly accused a senior communist official of sexual assault, the WTA refused the cowardice of every other relevant sporting body on the planet and suspended its Chinese operations. They lost out on huge revenue and growth opportunities. Why? Because there was something the communists could not buy from them: decency, dignity, and the truth. I ask you tonight, who will stand against the Communist Party of China? Not our government, not our elites, not our tech firms, not our universities, not our celebrities, not our entrepreneurial geniuses or our titans of industry. The Women's Tennis Association did. God bless them for it. But they aren't enough. Are you getting it yet? Do you see how the nexus between our corrupt elites at home and the Communist Party of China abroad makes them effectively the same threat? Do you see that fighting one means fighting them both? Consider, why does the Communist Party of China care so much about subverting and ending American freedom? Partly it's plain power politics. If you're schooled in the politics of the Zhongnanhai, you believe in a zero-sum world. Your loss is my gain. But it's something more than that. Mostly, they do it because the Communist Party of China believes it is locked in a life-or-death struggle with the United States. And unlike us, it acts accordingly. Nearly a decade ago, the communist leadership gathered to discuss the world situation and China's place in it. The result of this particular meeting was a secret circular, a communique on the current state of the ideological sphere. It is better known these days simply as Document Number 9. Document Number 9 had one purpose and one purpose only: to let the 90 million members of the Communist Party of China know who the enemy is. Here, according to the CCP's General Office, are the enemy's weapons: Western constitutional democracy, Western freedom, democracy, and human rights, civil society, individual rights, freedom of the press, the separation of powers, the multi-party system, general elections, independent judiciaries, and nationalized armies. All these things, according to Document Number 9, are mortal threats to communist rule. And you know, they're right. The principles and institutions that undergird America are mortal threats to communist rule and to the rule of tyranny everywhere. They've always understood this, sometimes better than we have. But this is also a list of threats to something else. It's a list of threats to the rule of our own elites, our own corrupt titans, our own complacent political class. Are you awake? Do you see how the threat at home and the threat abroad are one and the same? Common enemies make common cause, and they depend on our divisions to rule. The prescriptions at the end of Document Number 9 call for more fanatical control by the party over life and discourse. But then there is this. We in the Communist Party of China must reinforce our management of all types and levels of propaganda on the cultural front, perfect and carry out related administrative systems, and allow absolutely no opportunity or outlets for incorrect thinking or viewpoints to spread. What we know now that we didn't quite grasp in 2013 when Document Number 9 was issued is that this wasn't just an imperative within China. The CCP intended then and now to control incorrect thinking or viewpoints, as it defines them, in America too. And, shameful as it is, they found plenty of American partners who feel exactly the same way. This is the biggest threat facing America today. Not Russia, not Islamic terrorism, not even the very real threats on our southern border. This external threat is existential because it is amplified by its alliance with the major internal threat facing America, the malign union of leftist authoritarian elites who seek to corrode this country from within. There are some, even some conservatives, who believe the internal threats we face are so great, we cannot hope to win this fight. They argue we must focus on ourselves, that our elites and leadership are too incompetent to contend with communist China. I get it. I've been sounding the alarm on our feckless and incompetent military elites for years. But the truth they fail to understand is that in the case of communist China, the internal and external threat are one and the same. The fight against our corrupt, surrender-minded elites in academia, in government, in business, in sports, in media, and beyond is inseparable from the fight against a communist Chinese leviathan that funds, abets, directs, and encourages them. The monolithic union of American and communist Chinese interests and money that has dominated our national life for the past generation must end. American firms that cooperate with communist Chinese repression must suffer penalties, including criminal ones if need be. American firms that outsource supply chains and manufacturing to communist China must move to friendly countries, or better yet, bring them back home. American sports and film stars who kowtow to communist demands should suffer public shame. American universities must cease all cooperation with communist-controlled institutions, have zero tolerance for communist-controlled networks and informers on their campuses, and ideally should not be educating PRC citizens at all. And American government bureaucracies should be compelled to stop funding and cooperating with communist bureaucracies and institutions. The Wuhan Institute of Virology sounds like a good place to start. do these things or even threaten them, and the cry goes up from the elites, you'll hurt American jobs and prosperity if you cut off communist China. This is the suicide note Lincoln denounced. We should not have to accept the dominance of communist China as the price tag for our American way of life. It is also a lie. The United States had virtually no trade with mainland China from 1949 clear through into the 1990s, yet we managed to construct the world's highest standard of living without them. So, let's do it again. For all that we have been and meant, we cannot look away from this fight. The enemy is here, now. He commands the heights of Hollywood, Silicon Valley, and Wall Street. He is poisoning our people in body and mind. He may put Jeff Bezos over his knee to demand only 5-star reviews, but he does not command us. We are Americans. We are wide awake, and we are ready to fight for our schools, for our governance, for our culture. The future does not belong to you, and neither do we. Our minds are free, and they are not for sale.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.